Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Inflamed Sisters Thriving podcast. And my name is Katina Morrison. This is a safe space created to guide women living with chronic illness to uncover their purpose by doing what they were meant to do, move in power by advocating for themselves, and accelerate their growth in health, career, and business. You will learn how to stop hiding and start thriving. We will inspire, educate, and motivate you as we show you Inflamed Sisters thrive together always. And as I mentioned, my name is Katina Morrison. I am a registered nurse as well as a chronic illness coach. And I am here today with the amazing Nicola. Hello, Nicola. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, definitely. Yeah. Now we've got over a few technical hitches. It's going pretty well.
Excellent. Yes. We sometimes have a few gremlins in the system, but we're going to get through this together. Technical difficulties won't stop us. And how about this? Why don't you tell us about you?
Yeah. So my name's Nicola and I'm a nutritionist. I'm from the UK. And I've worked in many different fields of nutrition, working with clients to help them with their wellness and fitness. But I've mostly been involved in the dietary supplement industry. So I started off with a company in the UK creating protein powders and pre-workouts, and kind of became very interested in more herbal ingredients. And from there, I now have my own company called Powderful.
And Powderful is an amazing company and product. In fact, we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, but I'm enjoying quite a lovely smoothie with it right now. So we are here today to talk about, in general, how we can live well, and in general, how we can maintain our overall wellness and well-being, what strategies can benefit us, and of course, supplements as well. Can you tell us more about your personal background when it comes to overall health and wellness, and how that segued into a career in creating supplements?
Yeah, definitely. So I was very lucky as a child to have a mom who was very involved in health and wellness. And that was from diet to making home cooked meals, no processed foods. She was also very active. So as children, we were always out and playing and exploring and hiking. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I realized that not everyone was like that. And, you'd see people who were suffering from different conditions, but they were also really what I would class as unhealthy. Like they weren't looking after themselves with diet and they weren't looking after themselves with exercise. And that kind of spurred me on to go to university and study the science of nutrition and exercise so that I could pass on the knowledge and really start to help people.
Wow. So the beautiful thing about it is that you actually have a background in it, but you also had one of the better upbringings in the sense of having that start from the beginning. Many of us didn't have that opportunity, being exposed to toxins and things in our foods that aren't as healthy. Here in the United States, we've been told that we at times have one of the lower guidelines when it comes to the types of foods and nutrition that we have. And for instance, antibiotics in foods and things of that sort. And those toxins can contribute to things that lead to people developing chronic illness. In fact, being a chronic illness warrior and a person with a degree in science myself, I have learned that a lot of what I've experienced in my life could have been correlated not only to genetics, but also to many of the things that I was exposed to. I also appreciated, like you said, that your mom started you from the beginning that way.
Mm-hmm.
So since you got that great start, what are the things that you implement in your personal life to maintain your wellness? And what do you encourage others to do?
Well, one of the first things to mention is that I didn't actually enjoy that as a child, because I would see my friends going to McDonald's and having candies. I did not like that because, I had like carrot sticks and hummus before hummus was cool as well, and so yeah, it was something that kind of developed over time. But yeah, I was definitely very, very lucky to have that upbringing to really kind of pique my interest in it in the first place. And yeah, when it comes to my wellness, one of the main things for me is movement and diet. And this isn't anything new to anybody, but I feel like people underestimate the importance of that, because there are so many things that come into this as well. For example, people want to lower their stress levels. People want to have a healthy immune system. People want to have a healthy digestive system. All of these kind of things that people need come from healthy foods and exercise, and they're all interlinked as well. So if you're having, if your diet is full of fresh fruits and vegetables and fiber and all of these things that keep your gut healthy, that in turn helps your immune system to be healthy, which in then, it has all of these knock-on effects. So I've always prioritized having a good diet. And to me, that means just including as many, a variety of all different foods, but avoiding things like processed foods, avoiding things that have vegetable oils in them. And I mean, we can talk a bit more about that later on. But yeah, I've always been very active as well. I mean, especially in terms of inflammation, even 20 minutes of moderate exercise per day can really help to bring your inflammation levels down, as well as the benefits that it has on your mood, on your immune system, on your cardiovascular health. So just kind of incorporating a little bit of everything into your day every day can really help to make big changes in your life.
I agree. I found that to be the case for myself. And I'm so glad that you brought up how just 20 minutes a day can reduce your inflammation levels. And for inflamed sisters striving to thrive, we're always looking for ways to reduce inflammation. Much of our conditions are associated with higher levels of inflammation because for those of us who have autoimmune diseases, our immune system is responding to our body in a way that it is increasing inflammation. It's actually turning on its own body, on joints, on tissues, fibers, sometimes even organs. And instead of using an inflammation response to get rid of an outside invader like a virus or bacteria, instead, it has now turned on its own body, resulting in levels of inflammation that can lead to chronic pain, chronic fatigue, brain fog, as well as intestinal conditions, diseases, a wide variety of things. And I appreciate how you mentioned the simple things that can help us to reduce inflammation. Many don't understand that just 20 minutes can change your body's response to inflammation. And just adding in nutritious things, like for me, an anti-inflammatory diet is what's most important, where you're eating more fruits and vegetables. For those of us who still are flexitarians, as I like to call myself, eating vegetable higher levels of vegetables, but also a protein that is lean, like for example, lean chicken, fish. Those types of things can be helpful. Spices, nuts, and then my favorite thing is adding spices like garlic and turmeric and ginger to my food. And some of those amazing spices, cinnamon are also included, of course, in your product.
Yep.
Powderful, that we're going to be talking about. That's why I love it so much, and that's why I drink it daily, y'all. I'm trying hard to not continue to drink while I'm trying to talk. It's so good.
Though you need to make sure that you can speak properly.
Yes.
I agree with everything you said there, because especially for people who are suffering from a chronic illness, like the thought of starting a new routine, the thought of having to go out and do the exercise, it's such a daunting thing, and people don't realize how easy it can be to change their habits. So when we say you need to go on an anti-inflammatory diet, that doesn't mean that you need to cut out everything that's good. It's just, kind of steer clear of the things which are really bad for inflammation and just incorporate more of these things into your diet. But I feel like because there's so much information out there right now, it's just so daunting. Like starting a new routine for someone who has been doing the same things for so long, You'll go to the internet to look for anti-inflammatory diet, and there's so much stuff that comes up, and there's conflicting information as well. So yeah, the keeping it simple thing is just the most important thing. Don't challenge yourself to run a marathon in the next 2 weeks. Don't challenge yourself to become an expert on all things nutrition within a week. Just really focus on the things that you know and just do them daily, and do little bite-sized chunks. And then when you're used to it and you're in the habit of doing these things, then you can start to add more things in. And, if you want to try supplements, if you want to try different methods, then, you can do that. But yeah, you're right. Just keeping it simple and doing simple things every day, it really makes a
It's
difference.
Exactly. It's what made a difference for me. I was finally diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia in about 2016. And at that time, it seemed daunting to know how I was going to bring down my inflammation levels, even being a registered nurse. But I started with small things. While I couldn't walk and run a marathon, I could walk 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. I would add on time. I actually started by walking in front of my TV. I would, during commercial breaks, walk for 2 minutes and then stop, do specific types of exercises for that period of time. And it helped me to actually lose over 50 pounds.
Oh,
Many
wow.
people look at me and they think, oh, you've always been thin or slender. And for a good portion of my life, I was. But once I got sick and could not be as active, I did pack on the pounds pretty quickly. I gained quite a bit of weight in the early married stages, and then I lost that weight. And then inflammation and a flare hit me that led to taking steroids and led to inactivity. And then I knew I had to do something. So I started small. If I can just walk in place for 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, how long are the commercial breaks? I can do it. And that was when walking on my feet was so painful for me. So just standing, walking in place. And then when I got up to where I could make it through the commercial breaks, that's when I could start walking my neighborhood, doing 10-minute walks and 20-minute walks, and also adding in core exercises and then light weights. I've made it up to 8 pounds. I think I'll make it to 10 pounds one of these days, but it's little by little. And I still don't do the extraordinary routines that others really think are, vital. I do it my way, and I've been able to maintain a 50-pound weight loss for the past more than 4 years now. So just always remember to take small steps, and those small steps also is in your nutrition. But like you mentioned, Nicola is correct. You don't have to give up everything you enjoy. What you can do is also make whatever you do use very flavorful. Using the right spices are very important to me. The other part of it is exchanging out those vegetable oils with things like extra virgin olive oil, or utilizing avocado oil, potentially even coconut oil, but just finding options that are less have a better effect on your body, or an anti-inflammatory effect, which means reducing the inflammation on your body. And you'll see a difference little by little. And for some of us, though, that difference can mean the world in managing your condition, reducing chronic pain, fatigue, and other potential effects of your chronic illness. So thank you for sharing that. What I love about you is that not only are you someone who is so dedicated to improving, helping others to improve their overall health and wellness, but you take your knowledge that you have and you actually put it into creating products and things that can really help people. You talked a bit about your journey in the UK, where you were creating supplements and products. Would you like to share a little bit more about that and how that led you over to across the pond to the USA?
Yeah, so my journey started. I went to university, like I mentioned earlier, and I studied nutrition and exercise sciences, and I loved it because every day I would go into my lectures and come home like, oh my gosh, I need to tell somebody about this, which was fantastic. I was just so into it, and yeah, the thought process behind it was always to help people. And then I moved to Thailand for 2 years, and I actually worked as a teacher, but the school meals in the schools, they were terrible. So I did a few like groups, like educating the parents on how to actually make nutritious food for the children, which was fantastic because I wasn't expecting to go over there and do that. And then when I came back to London, so I managed to get them to allow me to make a few more kind of holistic things. One of them being like our vegan range. We had like vegan protein powders and supplements and things like that. We also did a collagen range for the skin. So they let me use a few different herbal ingredients rather than just the caffeine and protein powders and things like that, which was really nice. And then, yeah, when I moved over to New York with that, and I met my co-founder, and she was telling me how interested she was in herbal ingredients that she'd been using, like lion's mane and ashwagandha, like a group of ingredients called adaptogens. And I'd been taking adaptogens for years, and so I was like, okay, we need to have a conversation. So it was very kind of organic like that, and from there we ended up making the final product, and yeah, so here it is. But it's fantastic. Like so far, just hearing how people are saying, hey, it's really helping me. It's really helping me to focus, and I have more energy. And it's just been really nice hearing that feedback after years of working with products that I was kind of a little ashamed of because I didn't agree with them. Like having my own that I really believe in it's made a huge difference. It's fantastic.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank our wonderful sponsors for their amazing contributions to the Inflamed Sisters Thriving Summit and Gala being hosted Saturday, October the 29th, 2022 in Tampa, Florida. Without your contributions, this would not have been possible. We thank you, Leap Cure, CSL Bearing, Powderful, Our Serendipity, Drugview, Mela Vitamins, and MU. To learn more about these sponsors, please see our show notes. And if you would like to participate as a sponsor, contact us. Wow. And the thing is, when you can connect what you do to what you're passionate about, and the fact that it can help others, help people to live healthier lives,
Mhm.
what better thing to do? Because then it doesn't feel like work. It really brings you joy and fulfillment. I
Mhm.
always say, do what fills you and not what depletes you. And I'm happy to hear that you are doing that. But there is something that I appreciated also about what you mentioned. You mentioned about the adaptogens.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those of us, because listen, I'm going to be honest with you, a sister had to do some research on what adaptogens were before I even really got into using Powderful the way that I use it, and I actually grew to love it. So let's talk about adaptogens. If you could explain what it is, and then we'll go into the benefits that even I and you have seen as a result of implementing it into our nutrition.
Mhm. So, adaptogens, the definition of adaptogen is a natural substance that helps the body adapt to stress and exerts a normalizing effect on body processes. So, what it means is, I mean, they first coined the phrase in the 60s when they found this herb called eleuthero, and they didn't have a word to describe what it did. It helps you with physical stress, with mental stress, it just helps you to feel more calm. And so they invented this word adaptogen to describe what this herb does. And now, of course, there's a lot of them, like a lot of them that we use. You've probably heard of them: ashwagandha, ginseng, lion's mane, cordyceps. They're all classed as adaptogens. And yeah, so the thought process that we had when we were creating our product, like we tried all of these ingredients, and we were like, wow, we kind of need to share these, or I wonder what it would feel like if you did this adaptogen with this adaptogen. And yeah, it took us 2 years to actually come up with this blend because we're fussy and we couldn't make a decision which one we liked the best. And yeah, then we finally, after 2 years, came up with this one. So
Wow. So thank you for the education. So adaptogens, herbs that allow your body to, and natural substances that allow your body to be able to adjust and adapt to common stressors that we
mhm.
get exposed to in life. And when it says that it helps us to address or adjust to stress or reduce those things, one of the things that it has helped me with personally, I noticed for myself a focus that I did not have before, a level of energy that is a that I can really sustain doing things for longer than I usually could. I also find myself getting very much better sleep than I did in the past, and I'm like, oh my goodness, a sister is really getting that six, that good 6 to 8. I know we need to lean it towards 8 to 9, but I talked to my doctor and she said, if you're getting 6, Katina, that's good enough. But I was having a struggle prior to trying Powderful, where I was only getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep. And my body was feeling it. And I felt like I was about to go into a flare. So when I had the opportunity to try it and to implement it into my nutrition, the way that I do with my smoothies, with my occasionally coffee. I'm not really a heavy coffee drinker. I love tea. I usually put it in my turmeric and ginger tea. That I love that the ginger people makes that. I added to that because it has turmeric and ginger in it, and then I just get an extra boost of the goodness when I add my Powderful in. So there's a lot of ways in which I've been using it. And of course, in my smoothies. So yes, it just implementing it. This is the thing. Most people want fast results. And I started noticing subtle differences. And then I also notice how I feel if I go an extended period without it. And it's not like what caffeine does to us, where if we go without it, we go into withdrawals. It's just that I know I felt better when I was using my Powderful.
Yeah.
And not to mention the digestive benefits that you and I enjoy from them as well. A healthy gut, what it can really do for us is important, because I noticed a difference in my gut health. I noticed a difference in the way and listen, everybody, this is a health podcast. My bowels were. Those things changed afterwards. So it has been an amazing addition to my particular nutrition and into my life. And my husband uses it as well. He's like, where is it? Where's it located? I sometimes feel like I should hide it. No, but it's been such an amazing addition. I'm so glad that you were fussy and you put the extra effort into it, making sure it was right. I think that's one of the things that also has drawn me to you is also your passion for doing something that really works and ensuring that it really does make a difference for others. It's not only helped you, but the fact that it's healthy and appropriate and quality for others. Can we talk a little bit more? I know I went into all the things I love about it, and I've said, but can we go into a little bit more about all of the wonderful ingredients that are is in Powderful?
Yeah, of course. And one thing that is kind of important to know as well is why we decided to create this, why we think that people should be using adaptogens. And the main thing is that everybody at the moment, like when I speak to you, when I speak to others, everyone is stressed at the moment to a certain level. We're all working. It's like this hustle mentality. Everyone has a job and then they have another thing that they do. And then they're trying to fit in their self-care and they're trying to fit in family life and other things and social lives. And everyone needs more hours in the day. And we're always at a certain level of stress. And as you know, like we've discussed this before, over time, that stress is damaging to your immune system. It's can lead to inflammation, and it can also lead to bad digestive health, bad skin. Like there's all these different things that come with this stressful life that everyone's having. So the purpose of Powderful, firstly, wasn't to kind of, it's not for unhealthy people who are just looking for a quick fix to make them magically feel better. This is for, like adults who are burning the candle at both ends, who just need a little bit of support to make sure that their body is functioning optimally. So that's why we have ingredients in there like zinc. So zinc is a key nutrient for your skin, your digestive, and your immune health. And we put that in there because these are all of the things that get damaged by people, like by modern life, by the stressful overworking and that kind of environment. And we also use, you've probably heard of a lot of these ingredients anyway. So we put a lot of the functional mushrooms in. So that is lion's mane, cordyceps, reishi, and chaga. And these ingredients are getting a lot of interest in the scientific world at the moment. For example, lion's mane is being investigated for its effects on memory, focus, and concentration. I also read a study the other day with this was a Dutch study, and they had a group of women and they fed half of them normal cookies and half of them cookies laced with lion's mane, which this is Holland, so they're used to putting things in cookies, we know. And they found that the people that were taking the cookies with the lion's mane in, they reported less anxiety, less stress. And yeah, just all of these ingredients are getting so much attention right now. So it's really interesting for us to see all these new studies coming out and basically about what our product is doing. So yeah.
So this is the thing that I do want to say is this, and I feature this in all of my podcasts and everything that I publish. All of this information, of course, is educational and informational. We're not telling you or advising you that this is going to do this for you or your body. It's going to, what it does for each person can varies. It's just that many of us have had very similar benefits from it who have been utilizing it, and research and studies have supported that much of the experiences that we have been having can likely come from our use of things like the functional mushrooms, zinc, ashwagandha, all of those things that are cinnamon and ginger. It's amazing things in here. And remember, we talked about an anti-inflammatory diet. It has all of the things that are consistent with having the ability to help to and support reduction of inflammation. And remember, we're using words like help and support for a reason, because we want to make sure that you're aware that this is to help and support. It's not here to cure or take away. It's here to improve, help assist in improving and supporting your overall health and well-being. And that's what I love about your product, which is Powderful, which is very powerful. And it has been a powerful addition to my nutrition. And I was like, you know what? I just have to have you on here. Also, because when we met, it was like we became quick friends. I think what happens is people in the world that we're in now, many of us are meeting virtually. We're living in stressful times. But one of the things that reduces that stress is not only the things that we put in our body or that we do to help our body, like activity and our nutrition, but meeting amazing people like you, who you're able to connect with and develop actual friendships with, and support in these challenging times. And that's why I am proud to call you my friend, and also to be able to bring notice to what an amazing product that you created as well. And I'm glad that I know you, because as you grow into other areas, I'm going to be right there ready to try anything that you make, because I know the quality and the effort that you put into anything that you do. So you're welcome. I know I might have made you feel a little uncomfortable because I just loaded you up with so much praise. I know it's hard, y'all, but we got to take that praise. Okay. We call them giving people their flowers. I have to give you your flowers because you've earned them. You put so much effort and hard work into what you're doing. And you're an amazing woman inside and out. And y'all, she's quite beautiful too, as you can see. For those of you listening, can go on over to YouTube so that you can see. So I would love to know what is next for you and where can we find you?
As far as what's next for us, we're really trying to we're really trying to not just be a supplement brand. So we are trying to be on more podcasts. We're writing blogs and trying to provide information to people to help them live healthier lives just through wellness and really through looking after their physical and mental health. But yeah, in the future, who knows? I have lots of ideas for new products and that kind of thing, which we were discussing last time we spoke. But for now, yeah, we're just trying to get the word out there and to have as much feedback and reviews of our products as possible, just to hear and see how people are feeling from them.
Awesome. So, if you are looking for an amazing product to add to your nutrition, that can support your health and wellness, that can help your body to combat those environmental stressors that most of us are dealing with. And even for those of us who have chronic illnesses that have symptoms that lead us to, and as a result of our condition, creates things that may cause us extra fatigue and extra issues with focus and things of those sorts, and many, many more things. Think about how you can add to your nutrition and add to your daily life something that can give you that extra boost to support you. And if you're wanting to know what that something is, I'm telling you, it is the amazing Powderful. And what's sad is that we're filming this, and my Powderful is in my smoothie, but it's not in my hand to show the bag. So go on over to Nicola's page, as well as mine as well, on Instagram. Her page is at BE Powderful, and it's Powderful with a D and not so don't forget the D, so that you can check it out, as well as her website is another place that you can find the information. What I love about your website is all of the educational material. You did not, she was not stingy with the education on every single ingredient, and not education that is just coming from her mind and her partner's mind, but actual research materials, links to those materials that can really help guide you to knowing what's not only in the product, but the insight behind it, and the potential benefits of it. I mean, read science and research, y'all. I was on the site just loving it. So definitely, and she does also have a very beautiful website as well. So check her out there, and feel free to come on back next time to the Inflamed Sisters Thriving podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this episode with others who need information like this to support them and their overall health and well-being, because there are many strategies that we've discussed that can help you live a well life to really reach your wellness goals, as well as the supplement that can help you to get there. So, as I always say, my sisters, we may be inflamed, but we are still here. And as long as we are here, we might as well thrive together, because inflamed sisters thrive together always. Have a wonderful day. And thank you all for listening, watching, and returning. Take care. Bye-bye.